rises. Squall and fury. How amusing. The wind rises. Unnecessary. Quit following me. Squall and fury. Can't see? Neutralizing.
Let the magic begin!
Too slow.
The scent of treasure.
Precision! Leave the wounded to me. Engaging.
Cue the spotlight! Step on up!
Behold. Bow your head. Squall and fury.
Over here!
The wind rises. Quit following me.
Step on up!
Dividing cup.
Let the magic be...
Behold!
Surprise!
Neutralizing!
Cue the spotlight!
Wretched vermin! Squall and fury! Too slow. Behold! Too slow. Quit following me. Squall and fury.
Over here!
You had your... I'll uproot you! I've not finished my research. Neutralizing threat!
Let the magic begin!
Behold! Cry louder!
Surprise!
Precision shot!
Be amazed!
The wind rises. Upon the gale. Too slow. Too Ska. Huh.
Step on up.
You had your
Let the magic be.
unsightly insects. Ja, behold. Take it and have fun. Quit following me. Too slow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smells like something good is inside.
Keep up. The wind rises.
Smells like something good is inside.
Behold.
Just as I expected.
The wind rises. Quit following.
Surprise! Yeah.
Leave the wounded to me.
Cue the spotlight.
Behold. Search for it. Neutralizing threats.
I will have order.
Don't be scared. My guiding star.
Everyone on me! It's showtime! All right, new toys for the boys.
Let the magic be.
Wretched vermin! The wind rises.
Trip on up. Be amazed.
I hear everything. One with the force. Too slow. Squall and Fury. Wind rises. You had cry louder.
Let the magic begin.
Squall and Fury.
Add Astra. Thank you for Add Astra.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the wind cannot blow. Forever.
Cole, learn to command.
Press the advantage! Who wants some of this? Attaboy! Bam!
Be amazed!
Unsightly insects. Neutralizing.
Cue the spotlight!
Behold. Search for it.
Over here!
Can't see? I'll uproot you!
Let's get going, team. Cry louder. Quit following me.
Please appreciate me. Surprise!
Precision strike.
Joy!
Be amazed!
Just begun.
Squall Fury. Unsightly insects.
Over here! Please help me.
You had your...
Cue the spotlight!
The wind rises.
Step on up!
Neutralizing.
Be amazed!
Cry louder. Behold. Upon the gale. Let's nip that in the bud. And Shroud!
How inconsiderate of me. What's
Over
your
here!
thought?
Cue the shot!
Did I scare you?
The wind rises.
Ah! Gather!
Stars, shine for me. Not now.
Charge! Everyone on me! It's showtime! Attaboy!
Wait, did I hear that right? Monsieur Nervalette, are you sure you'd like to take over the case yourself?
That's right.
No, but why? Technically speaking, cases like this are better left to the guards.
Nervalette! Sadine! Hey there! What are you two talking about?
Ugh, Traveler in Paimon, please help me talk our Chief Justice out of this. He wants to investigate a case on his own. Now, this is completely unprecedented. How can we have the Udex acting like...
I trust that you'd be able to work that out with how well connected you are, but I must apologize. I do...
So, what is it exactly? It sure sounds serious if it's something you've got to investigate personally.
A Melusi named Kiara received a threat letter.
And then?
That is all the information I have acquired at this stage.
I have no idea why you're so hung up over this. I've checked the schedule in advance, and it seems like there aren't any trials today. So, if you insist, I have no objections.
Thank you for understanding. I will leave a note explaining my absence on my desk. I would appreciate it if you could take it to Lady Farina. She may have no interest in official affairs, but standard procedure dictates that I'm still responsible for reporting to her.
Yes, understood. I'll come back later and deliver the note to her.
Judging from Sadine's reaction, it must be pretty rare for you to investigate stuff personally. What's so special about this case?
I cannot tell you just yet, but it reminded me of certain past events. There could be complicated conflicts of interest behind all this, so I must eliminate all risks in advance.
Come on, stop being so secretive! We still have no idea what's going on!
It is not my intention to keep you in the dark, but I need some time to revisit those memories and collect my thoughts. Long story short, a little more than 400 years ago, I became the Iudex of Fontaine and initiated a series of institutional reforms. There were few people I could trust, but I had two subordinates who were exceptionally trustworthy and capable. Carol, a Melusine, and Vautrin, leader of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
They must have been amazing people to receive such high praise from you!
Indeed. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to protect them. The reforms damaged the interests of some, and the more conservative faction took advantage of Carol's identity to instigate political unrest. Ultimately, they wanted me to yield more of my power. The incident resulted in Carol taking her own life, and Vautrin being exiled. From then on, I've been especially careful when dealing with cases related to Melusines. All Melusines used to live a secluded life away from human society. I granted their wishes when some of them, including Carol, asked me to bring them to the court of Fontaine. Many common folk believe that I share a special bond with the Melusines, and whatever they do can be traced back to me. Some of them, especially those who hold a grudge against me, exploit that belief and stir up conflict over Melusines in an attempt to lay the blame on me. I have nothing against the opinions of others, but the moment a whirlpool of conspiracy forms, it inevitably affects the innocent. It has already happened once, and I want to make sure it does not happen again.
Even so, why do you have to be the one investigating? There's the guards, the Maréchaussée Phantom, and the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Aren't they more than enough to figure out what's going on?
Based on prior experience, there is a high chance that those who hold hostility towards me do not belong to the same department. The political system of Fontaine is relatively complex and involves the interests of multiple different factions. However, since I am technically an outsider in Fontaine, a lot of trouble could be avoided if I personally took on the case.
Outsider? But aren't you the Chief Justice of Fontaine? Why would you be an outsider?
I understand where you are coming from, but there is not necessarily a connection between my responsibilities and how I perceive myself. You know very well about my true identity, and have even met others of my kind in other nations. Even though I was born with a human form, there is a fundamental difference between dragons and humans. Taking on the role of Chief Justice does not make me a part of this community. In fact, the status I was granted has prevented me from forming deeper bonds with others. I have lived in Fontaine for a long time, but I do not belong here. That is why I call myself an outsider, a fish out of water.
Yeah, we have nothing to do with all those organizations anyway. So how about we come with you on your investigation? Let's team up and round up all the bad guys lurking in the dark.
That does not sound like a bad idea. I rarely investigate cases on my own, but with professionals like you around, I'm sure it will go a lot smoother.
Oh, Paimon's starting to get a little embarrassed. Just leave it to us.
I will write my note of absence right away. Let us depart together once I'm done. Let us go. We should visit Kiara first and try to gain a better understanding of the situation.
So Neuvillette feels like he doesn't truly belong here in Fontaine, but Paimon feels like he has a thinking? You caught yourself. But since you're the Hydro Dragon, would a dragon out of water suit you better?
Thank you for your suggestion. I will consider using the more Please allow me to rephrase. As a dragon.
Ugh. That sounds kind of weird. What?
On, reveal thyself!
Away I go!
I never thought I'd see him.
The weather's amazing today.
Kiara.
Huh? Monsieur Neuvillette! And you are? Oh, I remember. You're the Traveler and Paimon. I've heard about you. Aww, she's a... Thanks for the
I heard from Sidine that you received...
A threatening letter. The letter fell through the crack in my... But Sidine told me it was a threatening...
Have you run into any
Suspicious-looking people? What counts as suspicious? Ah! Did you think of some... Nope. I don't remember meeting it.
Do you still have the letter with you? I want you to show me what it says.
Oh, let's see. Found it.
Now then. Get lost. If you don't leave the Maréchal safe... A simple threat. Neither the handwriting nor the content itself reveals anything. We can't rule out that possibility. Since you can't think of anyone suspicious, I will be heading back to the Palais Marmonia to review some of Kiara, you should come with us.
Sure. Wait, no. I still have a case to work on. I promised Alof that I...
But you are being watched right now. Going off on your own...
And that's where we come in to help. We'll stay with Kiara and make sure she's safe. With us around, anyone scheming to hurt... Thank you, Traveler. Big Sis Paimon. Don't worry, your Big Sis Paimon is super strong.
All right. Let us go our separate ways for now. Please take care of Kiara.
We'll take her to a lost place right away. So, Kiara, how old are you? Let me think. 1, 2, 10? I can't remember. But I remember coming to the Court of Fontaine with Carol and Neuvillette. That must have been a long time ago. Carol? Didn't Neuvillette mention her just now? That was more than 400 years ago. Why would Paimon be a big sister to you? My memory isn't that good. But Carol told me I could address others based on how I feel about them. Paimon feels a lot more grown up than me, so you're a big sis. Huh. Paimon sees. Hey, Traveler, did you hear that? Strange. Paimon felt like someone was following us. Olaf!
Kiara, you're here. Huh? Wait, aren't these two...
Oh, they're the Traveler and Big Sis Paimon.
I thought so. What brings you here? All right. Guess I shouldn't have asked.
May I
begin inspecting the store as planned?
Of course.
No hazards detected. You've cleared the inspection. Seems like the criminal from that case last...
That was quick. What were you inspecting?
I took a look around the shop. Neuvillette says that Osmelazines have special eyes that can see things like bloodstain.
All right. Now that you're done inspecting, can we have a chat? Hear me out.
Of course! Is there anything I need to do?
Please wait a moment while I take your measurements. This sample should be a perfect fit.
Seems like they get along really well. Huh? What are you looking at? Is there really someone watching us? Shh! Let's sneak over and take a look.
Strange. Why isn't he back yet?
Gotcha! Ah! Charlotte, what are you doing here? Oh, wait, don't tell Paimon you're the one who sent Kiara that threatening letter. But you don't seem like the type to...
Threat letter? What threat letter? This is starting to feel like an interrogation. Okay, I'll be straight with you. I don't know the slightest thing about that threat letter you mentioned.
You want to interview him?
That's right. I'm not the only one, you know. Interviewing him is every journalist's dream. But it's not an easy task to accomplish. The Palais Mermonia rarely accepts appointment requests from us, and we never have the chance to interrupt when the court's in session. So imagine how surprised I was seeing him out on the streets today. It seemed like you were investigating something too. The perfect opportunity to whip up an exclusive, don't you think? Of course, I'll make sure to turn in my manuscript to him for review. I have my principles, and I'd never publish an article without the consent of all parties involved.
Yeah, we're doing a secret investigation.
I see. Well, if you say so, I guess I'll put this matter aside for... In exchange, could you tell me what the threat letter is about?
All right, then.
What? Someone's targeting a cute little...
Shh, not so loud.
It just so happens that I did an interview with Kiara. Last month, in fact. It was I'll ask my colleagues about it. Who knows? We might find something. And don't worry, but I gotta warn you. Even if Why? People care a great deal about Monsieur Neuvillette's... Anyway, I'll get going.
Well, that was a nice chat.
What do you think? The design looks pretty good, huh?
I think it's great!
Huh. It's very pretty indeed.
Haran! What are you doing here? It seems that you just showed up out of nowhere.
As I passed by the Palais Mermonia, I heard that Neuvillette was investigating a case with you. Technically speaking, he and I are under an employer-employee relationship. It didn't feel right to have my employer personally take on such trivial cases. I happened to have some time at the moment, and came to take a look. I sometimes have my clothes custom-made at this boutique, in any case, so we always have a lot to talk about.
Ah, Neuvillette sure is lucky to have someone like you.
Leave this to me. You should go meet up with Neuvillette.
Okay, then.
Oh, you're back. Is everything all right?
We ran into Cloran. She offered to help us protect Kiara.
That is good to hear. I trust her abilities.
We thought so too! Well,
I've been looking over the case records, specifically inspection reports submitted by Kiara and major cases I have judged over the past decade. I have come up with two plans. On one hand, I could start with Kiara and track down the group behind all this step by step. On the other, I could also analyze the conflicting interests of these major cases and
they both sound like pretty solid plans, but can you really finish browsing?
Don't worry. I'm a fast reader when it comes to official documents. After all, I have...
We'll help you read through them!
Thank you. I will continue looking through the... Have you made any progress?
We skimmed through some of them, but there's so many.
I would love to answer that question, but the truth is I've never made a precise calculation myself. If memory serves me right, there should be at least 100,000 cases. The documents you see are just a small fraction of what's really there.
Whoa, that's a lot. Looks like the work of a Chief Justice.
That might be how it seems from another's perspective, but trials and there are many documents here. Take...
You read Pipe.
All right. Let us take a break then.
Even though resting is a part of the silence is making Paimon feel...
Please pardon my lack of consideration. People rarely come to the Palais Mammonia for matters outside of work. To be quite honest, I am not sure. Would you like to have some drinks, perhaps?
Ooh, drinks! Thank you! Paimon wonders what Novelette likes to drink. He seems like the type of person who'd own an entire winery. You know, like Diluc. What's inside these glasses? It looks just like...
An astute observation. It is indeed water.
So it's just plain old water?
What did you think it was?
Since you're the Chief Justice and all, Paimon thought...
This water is indeed very special. It would not be an over...
Huh?
I believe you've already tried Fonta. In fact, there are many other drink factories in Fontaine, including those that specialize in packaging pure drinking water. Said water is sourced from all across Tevat, including Mondstadt's Cider Lake, Liyue's Chintsa Village, and Inazuma's Konda Village. Here is one of their latest products, water from Sumeru's Apam Wood. If I were to comment on their mouthfeel... the waters of Cider Lake warm the heart. Distinct differences exist between the waters of each area. You will...
Really? Let Paimon try!
What do you think?
Nope. Paimon couldn't taste any...
How regrettable. It seems like you...
Hey, this doesn't have to do with refining our taste. Paimon's pretty... Oh, could it be because you're the Hydro Dragon? right? Oh, Paimon's been wanting to ask this for ages. Sorry. Paimon was just curious.
There's nothing to hide. I accepted this position because I wanted to seek out answers.
Questions? Are there really
Many, in fact. But the one question that in essence, I neither know why I was born in this form. I lost many memories from the moment. Perhaps the elemental dragons of other nations may have some form of an answer. However, they are scattered across all of Tevat. Abruptly.
True. Some of them have very unique personalities, too.
I have been holding on to these unanswered questions, but there is one thing I've discovered along the way. My emotions easily resonate with those of others. My guess would be that there are at least some similarities between humans and myself. By observing...
Have you made any progress, then?
Perhaps, but I find such progress difficult to describe. As an outsider, chances to engage in meaningful interactions with... That's why I'm quite thankful for this chat. Such opportunities are rare.
Are we gonna continue reading these documents?
I wasn't able to find any leads even after...
Water? Do you mean...
That's right. The Fountain of Lucine is where all of... If there really were an organization, perhaps we'll be able to find some new leads by sensing the high...
Huh. Why didn't Paimon...
Perhaps we should go. There shouldn't be...
Monsieur Neuvillette?
I probably shouldn't disturb them.
Looks like we got lucky today.
Oh, Traveler, can you still hear the voices from the fountain?
Perhaps leave the investigation to me. I need you to take a few steps back.
A safe distance? Whoa, it's glowing! Thank you for bringing us here, Monsieur Neuvillette. The Court of Fontaine is truly incredible. There's so many things I've never seen or heard before.
I understand your excitement, but there's no need to thank me. Although I have responded to your wishes, it was not without personal interest. Melusine's special sight make them especially suited for joining the Maréchaussée Phantom. I'm certain you'll become an indispensable part of Fontaine's detective force.
I know, but I'm really glad to be of help. Not only can I repay you for your kindness, but also, it feels like my life has become a lot more meaningful.
But a meaningful life also comes with its risks.
It's definitely the safest to just stay in the village, but I want to see the outside world nonetheless. In truth, I've never really understood the purpose of my existence, or what I'm capable of contributing to this world. For almost 20 years, we've stayed in our village without finding any answers. That's why we wanted to leave our village and look for the meaning of our existence elsewhere.
I understand your confusion. In fact, I feel the same way. I too came here for an answer to my questions about my own existence.
Really? Could you tell us what we should do to fit in as you did? The truth is, many people threw rocks at us today and told us to go back to our village. It hurt a lot when they hit me in the head. And I tried really hard not to cry.
Logically speaking, both time and effort are essential when different species attempt to peacefully coexist. It will be a difficult road ahead, with countless obstacles to overcome. Different identities and ways of thinking all contribute to strengthening the barrier between one another. Removing it will be no easy feat. There aren't many suggestions I can share, because just like you, I haven't fully integrated into this society. Despite my social status, I am still an outsider.
Oh, I see. Let's all do our best then. I'm confident that we'll find the meaning of our existence one day.
I believe in you, but you shouldn't lose sight of the difficulties ahead. If you run into any trouble, I suggest that you inform Vautrin, the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol.
Huh? Is he the person I met in the Palais Marmonia earlier?
Yes? Do you have any concerns?
That stone-faced human. He didn't even bother to look at me when I tried talking to him. It felt like he wasn't interested in anything but work.
He is an earnest man. There will be plenty of opportunities to work together in the future, so please try to get along.
Hello. Can I help with anything?
Thanks, but no need.
Oh. Hello, I'm Carol, a Melazine. Is there anything you need help with?
Get away from here! I'm calling the guards.
Please, calm down. I don't mean to cause any harm.
Hard to say. Yeah, we should probably stay away from these monsters. Haven't you realized? Strange incidents have been increasing ever since they came.
Why should we trust this species from who knows where anyway? I can't believe Nervilat allowed them into the court of Fontaine just like that.
Exactly. That so-called Chief Justice even granted them official positions. Not only that, but they're now responsible for investigating cases as well.
Go away! Quit acting innocent!
I'm not leaving. I won't let you say bad stuff about him. We joined the Mare Chaussee Phantom and solved lots and lots of
Solving cases? With Nervilet in cahoots? So tell me, how can you guarantee that
Didn't I tell you before? Don't go advertising if you're not a good talker.
Vautrin?
Aside from spreading unjustified rumors, if you continue insulting members of the Mare Chaussee Phantom, the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol has every right to subject you to interrogation. There have indeed been an increase in cases recently, perhaps due to the shifting currents of conspiracy, and I understand your concern. However, there's been no evidence pointing towards Melazines being involved.
even the captain of the security patrol is on their side? Nervilet's newly reformed police force is already corrupt to the core.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
You heard that?
Yeah. I don't understand. Why won't anyone believe us?
There have been rumors saying that you were born from calamity, and that you inherently bring danger to those around you. There are countless negative rumors about you floating around in Fontaine. It's near impossible for you to become a part of this society. Best if you...
Monsieur Nervilet said that we needed to put both time and effort in. I don't know how long it'll take, but I can at least try making my best effort. I still want to try a little harder. Thank you for bailing me out earlier. Okay, I won't be taking any more of your time. I painted a lot of flyers last night, so I have to stay and hand them out to everyone.
Give them to me.
You're not gonna take
them away, right?
We'll hand them out together. The faster we get this done, the sooner we can head back.
Monsieur Neuvillette, what's this?
Medals of Peace, awarded to you and Vautrin. Thank you for your continued dedication in the past 5 years. You've taken one small step forward in helping Melusines gain the trust of humans.
I think I'll pass.
Hey, don't say that. We wouldn't have made it this far without you. It won't be long before Melusines begin living peacefully with the humans. Just the thought of it makes me happy.
Don't keep your hopes up. We've barely scratched the surface. There's still a long way to go before that dream of yours comes true.
You blockhead! Don't ruin the mood!
Vautrin brings up a good point. The trust humans have placed in you is still very fragile. Any small incident could undermine the hard work you've put in. Please be on your guard for the next few days.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
Medal of Peace? Peace isn't going...
Are you sure we should do this? We're no match for Neuvillette, even with all our powers combined.
Nah, not gonna happen. As long as he remains in his... There are rules even he must comply with in the political sphere. Unless he wants to become an enemy of fun. So quit worrying and just go ahead with it. I've already planned out the murder. Once we lay the blame on the Melusines, it's the...
I guess you're right. Ugh.
Turn the murderer in!
Melusines can't be trusted! That goes for Neuvillette, too!
Peaceful coexistence? What a joke! Get out of the court of Fontaine and don't ever come back!
The results of the investigation are in, Captain Vautrin.
Go on.
There is no direct evidence, but reasonable inference indicates that the ones controlling the situation are supporters of the old regime. They tricked Miss Carroll into going to the crime scene and pressed charges against. The guards were stopped by the enraged mob.
And she called me a blockhead. A little investigation would have cleared things up. Why didn't she wait until we'd established the truth? She didn't have to prove her innocence like that.
The situation had rapidly escalated to a physical altercation between infuriated citizens and the guards. Miss Carroll might have thought there was no better plan.
That is indeed something she'd do.
Captain Vautrin, should I present these results to Monsieur Neuvillette right away?
There's no need. Notify the guards to restrict public access to all information.
Restrict access to... Wait, are you planning to...
There's something I've never told Carol. I had a little sister named Ilaria who passed away when I was very young. She's just like Carol in every possible way. Innocent, kind. From the moment I met Carol, I knew that she'd be easily manipulated by others. I kept a cold demeanor and tried lecturing her into giving up.
Looks like she was unfazed by that.
Yes. In fact, some of her spirit must have rubbed off on me instead. Because I too began working towards that pie-in-the-sky dream of hers. I should have known. Those cowards don't have the guts to confront New Villette. Can you understand how I feel?
I understand, but I'm certain Monsieur Nervalette wouldn't accept that as a solution.
That's exactly why we need to keep this a secret. I will take responsibility for everything.
Did you know? They're hearing a major case today, and the criminal is Captain Vautrin. Apparently, he resorted to personal measures to seek revenge for Carol, and settled the score with the group that framed his...
I'm thinking... we should try our best to bail him out when the trial commences.
Bail him out?
Shh, keep it down! Haven't you realized? Both Vautrin and Carol are Nervilette's most trusted subordinates. Besides, now that the old regime has been uprooted, Nervilette's status is secure as can be. As long as we redirect public opinion,
Vautrin sought vengeance for his friend for a valid cause. This represents the justice he upholds. Please, think about it. If the same thing had happened to you, wouldn't you feel the same way he did? Yeah, that's right!
This whole thing started because of those despicable cowards who levied false accusations against Carol. How could Vautrin be declared guilty for seeking revenge?
Monsieur Neuvillette.
Mr. Vautrin is innocent! He's innocent!
Order! I acknowledge your arguments. Vautrin, your revenge could be seen as a... I understand your decision. Which is why I cannot help but feel regret and... Personal justice does not equate to justice as defined by the law. To execute your plan for revenge, you abused your authority and conducted informal executions. Your actions have thus violated the law. Therefore...
What?
That can't be! Monsieur Nervillette, please give this a...
Vautrin, my friend, is there anything else you want to say?
Neuvillette, what have I done to deserve this? I've closely followed every one of your orders. Can't you see? Is this what justice means to you? Answer me, Neuvillette!
Order. Since there have been no further objections, the Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vautrin. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mechan...
Goodbye, Monsieur Neuvillette.
This all happened because of Carol's naive ideas.
How can different species peacefully coexist anyway?
Hey, stop spacing out! What's wrong? Are you not feeling well?
Apologies, it seems like my memories got the better of me. I tried my best to suppress the power of Hydro within myself, but due to my negligence, the overflow of emotions and memories must have...
Wow, the Hydro Dragon is more powerful. Anyways, the last time we came here, the Traveler only heard voices from the Fountain of Lucine.
It is as you said. It is not only the fountain. I can sense emotions from all waters in Fontaine.
That sounds awesome!
But I rarely ever do anything like this. Emotions carried by water are always chaotic and disconnected. As an outsider, having my mind occupied with which ones? It's fine. I prefer not to speak of those memories. It was a coincidence, but perhaps it is a good thing. You should now understand why I believe there to be a conspiracy behind all this. Then let us get back to the point. While I was investigating the fountain, I did not sense too much hatred towards me within its accumulation. However, I did find some resentment directed towards Kiara. I don't know what caused this to happen, but it seems like there were...
Oh! Didn't we read about...
You've read about it. In that case, the
Huh? What are you doing here? I was just about to look for you at the
Navia! Nice to see you again! Is there something we...
I've heard some things.
Rumors are abroad. So I told the Spina di Rosula to keep
Thank you. Where did you hear about all this?
the Chief Justice out on you talked to Kiara.
So that's what Charlotte...
Indeed. I did.
You know, anyway.
The suspects who threatened Kiara might have to do with a certain smuggling case. But we are planning to return to the Palais Marmonia to revisit.
All right, then I'll round up the Spina di Rosula and follow up on their progress. Wait for my word. Ta-ta!
Neverlet, do you think there'll be any problems now that the word is out?
I have already considered that possibility, and I do not think that there will be any. As a matter of fact, once the word gets out, no one would dare to harm Kiara in broad daylight. What is more important is how the case is perceived by the public. 400 years ago, they chose to side with the old regime and direct their resentment towards the Melusines. I hope the same won't happen again. Let us head back to the Palais.
Strange. What are these people doing out on the streets so late at night? Did something happen? Let's take a look around.
Have you heard? Someone's plotting against a Melusine. This is 100% the truth. Even the Chief Justice is investigating in person.
What? That's it! Who's been threatening Melusines? Show yourself!
Our enemies are lurking in the shadows and won't easily reveal themselves. But no amount of hiding will keep us from finding them.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. The guards have already begun to take action. We can't just stand by and watch. Think about how much we owe them. Now that they're in danger, how can we just sit back and do nothing?
Everyone, please stay alert to your surroundings from now on. If you see any suspicious persons, report them to the guards immediately.
It feels like you've been following me this whole time. Did something happen?
We were informed that.
Nope. We just finished our shifts and happened to be strolling by.
Have you had dinner yet? Why don't we check out the new items at the dessert shop together?
This isn't a good time.
Come on. Don't act tough.
All right.
You shouldn't ever skip meals.
I heard even Nervilette's keeping an eye on the situation. This is the perfect chance to get promoted.
Seriously? Were you planning?
Relax, I was just playing. We've worked together for years.
That's more like it. We should...
Come and fight me instead, you cowards!
Have you heard? Even the special patrol came to help.
Shh! Look! Is it that Nervilette?
Looks like there's nothing to worry about.
This is truly wonderful.
So...
No, I should stay where I am. My appearance. Let us stick to our plan and return to the Palais Marmonia. The faster we uncover...
Behold!
My escape.
The smuggling case was solved by the joint forces of the guards and the Maréchaussée Phantom. This is the one. The list of involved suspects should be... Ah, found it.
What does it say?
The principal offenders Domenico, Inica, Yuna, and others have been caught. Those with close connections or mutual interests with the offenders but who did not participate. Among them, surveillance of Essan has ceased on account of his good behavior. All other personnel remain on our watch list.
So many names.
Yes, there is something. It seems like he's closely related to the core members of the smuggling case, and he moves around without much restriction.
Monsieur Neverland, someone claiming to be from the Spina di Rosula just checked in with us. He said, and I quote, "We have located the suspect. They're chatting at the cafe."
Huh? How did Navia find them so quickly? We've only just figured out the suspect's name.
I too am perplexed. The cafe isn't too far from here. We should head over and take a look.
The wind rises.
Hey, Navia, we're here! Whoa. Check out all these people. Hey there, are you Navia's friends too?
These are the people who have had recent dealings at the Marechaussee Phantom. They're usually hidden in the Fleuve Cendre, but I sent for someone to invite them over.
Invite them over?
Exactly. Now, I heard there's great coffee here, and so I asked them if they'd like to come and have some.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to be guests of the Spina di Rosula.
I've wanted to have a meetup like this for ages.
Something feels off. But, oh well. Let's get back to business. Is there anyone called Essan here?
Yes, that's me.
You're Essan?
Yes, Monsieur Nervilette.
Did you write that threatening letter to Kiara?
I did, but I was just following orders.
Orders from whom?
Domenico. He was my boss. I couldn't disobey his orders.
Domenico? Where is he now?
The fortress of Meropide.
Well, I'm afraid even the Spina would have trouble looking into that place. Looks like you'll have to make the trip yourselves. This was as much as I could do.
You've done more than enough. I'm extremely grateful for your help.
Leave the formalities for later. You should find Domenico first. If he really is the one setting up the conspiracy, it'd be best if he's exposed as soon as possible.
All right then, let's head to the fortress right now.
It's Monsieur Neverland.
Welcome to the Fortress of Meropide, dear esteemed guests.
We're back! Oh, and a greeting from none other than the Duke himself! Guess we made a name for ourselves at this place.
This isn't anything new. I figured you had important matters to discuss when the two of you, not to mention the Chief Justice, let's assume we've gone through the pleasantries and cut right to the chase. I do remember a thing or two about Domenico. He once attempted to round up the other inmates and instigate a protest.
Who does this guy think he is? Paimon hopes nothing came of it.
He once attempted to, I said, meaning that it was over before it even started. And now he's threatening Melazines, is he? To be honest, Domenico doesn't seem like much of a conspirator. The fact that the three of you bothered...
He's got the same concerns we do.
I am concerned about this incident because something similar has occurred in the past. I wish to meet Domenico in person and have my questions answered.
That's an easy one. Let me think.
Did I hear someone say Melazine? What happened? Sijuin! Yeah, and we're investigating. The person who threatened her seems to be imprisoned here. Really? Is Kiara gonna be okay?
There's no need to worry. Clarande is protecting her as we speak.
Well, that's great. But if the criminal's still... Is there anything you can do about this?
Ah, head nurse. Do you...
Wriothesley?
Okay, I get it. I'll bring Domenico to you. That's your only demand, correct?
Think of it as more of a humble request. I'm here on my own accord, not to formally transfer a criminal for trial. I urge you to set aside any concerns. Thanks for the trouble. Consider me in your debt.
Whoa! If Paimon were you here, Grace, Paimon would take this chance to ask for something really important.
Well, were I still a criminal, I'd probably ask for a lighter sentence. But I'm sure Monsieur Neuvillette would reject that. But enough jokes. I'll look for Domenico and bring him to you. Make yourselves at home. Our dear head nurse has mentioned you quite a few times, so I'm sure she has a lot to say.
Please come with me to the infirmary. And watch...
Now that I think about it, I can leave this place soon. Huh?
Please rest here for a moment. Oh, and would anyone like anything to drink? Paimon's not that thirsty, but thanks anyway. Thirst is a warning sign that you're dehydrated, which means you have to drink up even before that. I'll bring you some tea. I'm sure you'll have a lot to talk about. Typical Sijuin. Concerned about everyone's health as always. Why aren't you two saying anything?
You noticed them too. The badges they wore.
Familiar. But if both of you say so, let's go ask them about it.
That's not a bad idea.
Anything you need? Oh, this? Are you...
What's that?
We have a very long history. Going back, we have never had... Helping each other is our purpose.
Sounds like a pretty neat organization.
All we want is to defend ourselves. None of us have ever committed serious crimes, and we're not especially powerful either. We're at a natural disadvantage here in the fortress. But people won't give us a hard time if we stick together.
Interested in joining the Mutual Aid Network? If you'd like to learn more, here's our flyer. Our slogan may have evolved over the centuries, but our goal has remained unchanged. Here, this book is for you. You're welcome to come and sign up anytime.
You two, it's the symbol of the Mutual Aid Network. From what I've heard, it's based on something called a Medal of Peace. I've never seen one of those medals. The first president of our network was an amazing person. All of us have a lot.
We should have gathered enough information. Let's head back and talk to Neverland.
Did you manage to gather any intel?
Mm-hmm. The people who wore the badges belong to an organization called the Mutual Aid Network. According to them, the badge's design was inspired by the Medal of Peace. Have you seen any of those before?
I personally crafted 2 of them myself. Carol's medal was destroyed and...
Oh, so the network was in...
Monsieur Neuvillette, His Grace has requested your presence in his office.
All right.
Allow me to introduce this fine gentleman, Domenico. Why don't you explain everything to him?
Neuvillette? What do you want?
Calm down. I merely want to ask you a few questions. Was it your idea to send that letter to a Melusine? Hassan has already confessed.
That idiot! I can't believe I trusted him.
Let me ask this another way. It was your idea to send that...
Yes.
Who is pulling your strings?
What? You're not trying to frame me for something I haven't done, are you?
It's best if you realize the gravity of your situation. The Chief Justice of Fontaine has... I assume your previous attempt to incite unrest at the Fortress of Meripede has something to do with this as well.
I admit I acted on impulse. I'll tell you the truth.
I can do that.
You see, we're all reasonable.
I only intended to do some small business at first. Someone contacted me about delivering. After making a few trips, I was suddenly approached by the Marechaussee Phantom. But I refused to accept any of that. The ignorant can be rightfully absolved from guilt, right? Well, I suspect that someone got me locked up here.
And then you decided to take revenge on the Melusines? Over that?
My initial target was Neuvillette. Everyone in the Fortress of Meripede was declared guilty by him, after all. But for some reason, no one wanted to team up with me. That Mutual Aid Network in the end, I had to redirect my focus onto Melusines to salvage. I recall that Chiara was the one who confiscated my goods for inspection. So I asked but the letter was in fact addressed to Essa. I requested that he write a threat.
Am I to assume that the claims you've made are your own thoughts? Have you been in contact with...
No.
Is it true that all members involved in this...
Yes. And that's all I know.
Sigewinne, please take him back to the detention center. I'll deal with him later. So, Monsieur Neuvillette, you were concerned that there might be...
Yes. I experienced a similar incident.
And how long ago?
More than 400 years.
You might be overthinking this. Time can change a lot of things.
What do you mean?
400 years ago, you and the Melusines you brought to Fontaine were the outliers, but in the present day, if someone were to threaten the safety of the Melusines...
That's right! We saw lots of people standing up for Melusines on our way back to the Palais Mermon.
Monsieur Neuvillette, the Melusines are a species you introduced to Fontaine. How the public treats them is also reflective of their attitude towards you. When people refused to place their trust in Melusines, it was because they were still on the fence about you, their unfamiliar Chief Justice. For almost 500 years, you've conducted... People no longer have any reservations about... Right now, your every decision...
Paimon gets it now. No one
I am undeserving of such high It isn't anything special or worthy of praise. It is unnecessary to...
There's no need to be so much. You're no longer that outside...
I must say that you've made a fair... Thank you for clearing my...
Huh? You're leaving?
And so soon, too? Why not?
Thank you for the offer, but... Well, some are here to redeem themselves. The less time I spend here, the...
In that case, I'll have to insist.
Please, go ahead.
The first is about the guard.
I know of what... The guard was indeed deployed from the Palais Memornia's staff. However, as...
Well, that makes things a lot easier. Hey now, don't let your... Those from up there have a... I'll have a chat with the guard and remind...
I see no issue.
Great! That's one thing out of the...
The other thing was born from...
Yep. Nevertheless...
I noticed the small gang... I've looked into their founder. According to existing... In other words, how he
What? During his trial, I could...
Perhaps he had been...
An act?
Neuvillette and Vautrin had... Thus, the more... And to those who had been sitting on the fence, Vautrin's act was a very mean... That's all from me.
I don't have anything to say. Well then, let us head back.
Please, take care.
That trial is something I rarely bring up in conversation, but... I have always felt deep regret for what happened to both Carol and Vautrin. The words he spoke in court often replay in my mind, as if urging me on to do something.
But Risley said he never resented you, right? Isn't that a good thing?
I believe I now understand what he wanted to tell me. I feel conflicted about those words. How should I describe it? Surprise, relief, fear, and regret. But this blend of emotions has led me to finally understand some things. I would like to hear your thoughts, too. What do you think of me?
Paimon agrees with everything Risley said. As Chief Justice, every single one of your trials hey! Any comments?
What I really think is, every trial you've ever judged has left its impression on you. And that's what makes you who you are today.
That is indeed a reasonable assumption. As I said, I find it difficult to express my emotions because I cannot fully understand myself. But I trust your judgment. Since some time ago, I have begun to notice the change. These changes were not due to any specific occurrence, but I will try to contemplate this further. Thank you both.
Oh, huh? It's raining! Oh no, Paimon forgot to bring an umbrella! Come on, let's hurry before it rains harder!
It's raining again? I've had enough of this weather.
There go my travel plans.
Did you read the news this morning? Quick, put away everything on the clothesline.
When is this rain going to stop?
Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
They're planning to reanimate the monster. We have to report this to the Chief Justice.
The Fortress of Meripede. It's a good place for me.
He owes me so many answers.
Nervillette? You could say he's the real symbol of Fontaine's justice.
Watch him closely. He could be trouble.
How can two completely different species possibly coexist?
Who's been threatening Melusines? Show yourself!
You will see much in the human world, from the delightful to the depressing. And one day, when you have dwelt among humanity long enough, you will be placed to bring judgment over all as a spokesperson for Fontaine's past.
Good morning, Monsieur Neuvillette! The rainy season's almost over! The skies are supposed to clear in a few days!
I hope you find time to enjoy the sunny days ahead.
Is the matter resolved?
Yep, we found the person who sent that threatening letter. Risley said he'd keep a close eye on him, so the Melusines should be safe now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Sorry for dragging you all into this.
There's no need to apologize.
Yeah, you didn't drag us in. We got involved of our own accord.
By the way, where's Kiara?
At the Palais Mermonia. More than 50 people offered to protect her. Some even hid within the bushes to look out for danger. I was worried that the excess of protection would make her feel uneasy.
What a relief.
Well, now it looks like the dust has finally settled. To celebrate this joyous occasion, Monsieur Neuvillette, would you be interested in an exclusive interview?
That's not how you celebrate!
I will consider it.
Really?
Of course. My schedule is full for the following weeks, but I should come up with questions during the intervening days.
Yes! Thank you so much, Monsieur!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I must head back to the Palais and issue a communique to publicize our investigation. I hope it will assuage the
An exclusive interview! Don't let anything hold you back.
I agree. He'll decline any question he can't answer anyway.
Kiara? It's quite all right. I'm here to tell you that we have caught the sender of that threatening letter.
Sorry,
You're safe
I
now.
accidentally fell asleep. Thank you, Monsieur. And thank you too, Traveler and Big Sis Paimon. Everyone's been so nice to me.
Do you remember Domenico?
Let me think. By the way, I saw Carol in my dreams in my dream, she looked really happy. She held my hand and said, I can't remember what our dreams were anymore.
I can sense your joy.
Monsieur Neuvillette. Oh, I almost forgot. I promised to model for Alov.
Of course. Off you go.
See you next time, Monsieur. Traveler and Big Sis Paimon.
See you next time. Be sanctified. The tides beckon.
Animal hypostasis emulation! By royal decree!
Settle down!
Fury! The wind rises. Behold!
Come on, don't keep me waiting.
Fury! Yeah! Behold! Squall and Fury! The wind rises.
keep this close.
Unsightly insects! Tidal wave!
Gotta dash.
Wipe out! Bring it on.
Leave it to me.
Another target tracked down by Outrider Amber.